Tonight, the best athletes in track and field join us on the sport's biggest stage.
It's Donovan Brazier! McBride pulling off! Donovan Brazier pulling away!
Coutura Orgy from Georgia and the #1 junior in the world this year. She wins the competition by more than 2 feet.
And he is already just rolling.
Edward Cheserek pulling away.
Superb speed by Saunders across that circle.
Can Lawson pull off the triple? Jarrion Lawson with ease! Okolo coming out the inside! Okolo's gonna blast right in!
This is the Bowerman 2016.
Welcome to the 8th annual Bowerman presented by the U.S. Track and Field Cross Country Coaches Association. Please welcome for the 5th time to the stage our host from ESPN, Mr. John Anderson.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks, everybody. That is always such a nice welcome. And kind of reminds me of my mom when I was a kid. Don't laugh at him. Don't clap. You're only going to encourage him. But thanks anyway. So as we get started, Ed, are you wearing a watch? You got a watch? Okay. Go ahead. Let's put a clock on this so I don't run long this time. You ready? Okay, good. Go. All right, so we're set. We're ready to go. How's everybody doing tonight? We're good? Like, are we really good? Like, if we're excellent, we can call Herman and Elfried up right now and be done. Save everybody a lot of time. I know the guys from Maine are dying to get back home where it's 6 degrees. This is the 8th annual Bowerman Award ceremony, AKA Sammy Palooza, recognizing the finest track and field athletes in the nation. It is also the one night everybody in this sport is required to wear socks that go all the way up to their calves. Ryan Fenton, as always, thank you for your introduction. We look forward to hearing more from you tonight, along with Queen Harrison. As you visit, he'll visit with all 6 of the coaches of our finalists. And if you are wondering who has more pull in the sport of track and field, Ryan or I, FloTrack is streaming this entire broadcast tonight live. ESPN has it airing eventually. I believe March. Small steps, right? More proof of my influence. Last year, the Bowerman Presentation did air on ESPN for the first time, right? But they eventually, our fine producer, David Goldstein, had to cut down the show for time. Well, guess who got trimmed? Yeah, not the snazzy athletes in front, not all you yappy coaches. No, right here. OJA got trimmed. That's why Ches has got the watch tonight, because I am not getting trimmed again. This are the lengths I go to for my art. I just want you to know I am never bitter about that, because like all the track meets and track events I go to, I'm just here for the t-shirt. And FloTrack, God bless them, actually tomorrow they're going to air the beer mile. Is that right? Tomorrow's the beer mile? Good. Yep. Thank you. That is my new event. But much like Donovan Brazier here in the front, I'm kind of a half guy. I'm just going to do the beer half. And the mile half, I'm going to let go. You're not even old enough to drink beer, are you? No, you're not. Wow. What are you, like, you're 20? 19? I have 9 pair of Pegasus older than you. sad. But that's what we are as track types, right? We are passionate, we are committed, we're slightly off bubble about our sport. I mean, like, go ahead and raise your hand if you can remember your PR, but you have to think twice about your anniversary. Exactly. Mine is April 18th, I believe. I am currently trying to educate my spouse about track and field as my son has started to run. She's more of a stick and ball type fan, great fan. Track she's got down, right? She can kind of sit in the one spot and watch the whole meet and see everything that she needs to see. But cross country, that's a different story. Because of my work schedule, the first couple of times my son ran, I could not make it. And she would go and represent us. And finally, we were able to go together. And so the girls ran first. And the gun sounds, and I just take off running. And I come back 15 minutes later, and she's like, where have you been? And I said I was running out to the different spots on the course where I could maybe go see Colin so that I could watch him in those spots, you know, and get an idea where to cheer for him. And she goes, well, okay, that makes sense. I said, well, what do you do? She says, well, I get him at the start right there, and I cheer, and then I kind of come over here to the finish, and then I cheer for him again. And I said, well, what do you do in between? She said, well, mostly I worry that he doesn't get eaten by a bear when he goes in the woods. And I said, well, I'm going to explain this to you. If he's going to win the race, he's got to beat everybody, okay? If there's a bear, he's only got to beat one kid. And he's pretty fast. He's going to beat at least one kid, maybe two. He'll be safe. I also learned by chasing around after these people, I am woefully out of shape, and I've come to grips with it. I love it. My wife thought she would do me a favor. She's like, I'm going to get you active again, and she got me a Fitbit, right? I wear it around my ankle and tell people it's a police monitor, and I can't leave the house. So my son is here tonight. He is in 9th grade. I believe every coach in the room now has officially got a NCAA degree, a third-degree violation for a bump illegally. And for a lot of you coaches, I thank you because every day when he works out, he's either in an Oklahoma State shirt or a Missouri shirt. He's got Ole Miss stuff. He's got Tennessee. He's got Oregon. The kid's spoiled. And if you need his address, he'll be more spoiled. Since you all have indulged me briefly there so I can talk about my family and being a parent, I love to do this and repay that and acknowledge the parents and the family and the loved ones of our finalists tonight. So if you could stand up real quick so we can go ahead and give you a round of applause. Thank you. Terrific. Thank you. Sam, by allowing me to bring my son, you have made this a special night, and you've made it even better. I know he won't forget it, and I thank you for allowing him to come. Sam is always finding new and creative ways to show his appreciation without ever having to show me his wallet. Next year, this is great, he's offered to let me host my own high-jumping educational seminar during the week. So if you want to plan right now to attend Missing Made Easy, How to Know Height with Integrity, we have that. It will not take long. Near as I can tell, the only symposium shorter will be Jarrion Lawson's Events I Didn't Win at the NCAA Championships. That'll be good as well. I was fortunate enough to not only watch Jarrion in person this season, but between getting to go to the SEC indoor and outdoor meets and the NCAA Indoor Championships, I was actually able to see all 6 of our finalists in person and the smoke show performances that they put on. I also got to see firsthand my first ever LSU, Texas A&M, Florida relay protest, and that was great. What a marvelous group our finalists are. They are in the front row now, and they are out in front of the field all the time. They make it look easy, which sort of belies the hours and hours of work that they put into it. Courtney, Coutura, Raven, Donovan, Edward, Jarrion, you are the best track and field has to offer. not only as athletes, but as people. It is, in a way, sort of disgusting. We have 4 Olympians, and the 2 kids that didn't go, one of them broke a record that had stood for 50 years, and the other guy won 6 NCAA titles. Where are we on time, by the way, Ches? We good? I can keep going? Good. You are all dynamic and deserving. This award is special for many reasons. Quite frankly, the sheer size of it here is staggering. In a sport of ribbons and medals, that puppy, you'll get noticed on your man, is 35 pounds. So if you can lift it, you've basically earned it. The name is hugely significant. Bill Bowerman, a legendary Hall of Fame coach, one of the all-time greats, whose character, his hard work, the philosophy he has, the ingenuity he has had in this sport, all of that resonates still in this sport, and not just in Tracktown, USA, but in the USA. And finally, this is a college award. It is not given for Olympic gold or world championship glory, although, as we have seen from the people on that side of the wall on those banners, that will surely come your way. But this is given for being the best at what I think is the best time in your life. It is effort given both individually and in the name of the team, as all of you helped your team succeed remarkably. It is for being able to manage workouts and homework. It is amazing marks, and as we will see tonight, really wow moments. It is the 2016 Bowerman Award. And we begin with a message from some of our past winners who are unable to be here with us tonight.
Hi, I'm Jenny Simpson, the 2016 Olympic bronze medalist from the women's 1500 meters. It's so special for each of you nominees to be here tonight. You really, truly have to be champions among champions just to make it this far. I look forward to being on future teams with all of you, and hopefully at more and more championships as the years go by. Thanks so much, and good luck to all of you tonight.
Sorry I couldn't make it this year for the Bowerman Awards, but I want to congratulate all the finalists and the winners, and I hope to see you guys next year in Phoenix.
Hey guys, sorry I couldn't make it to this year's Bowerman Award. I'm a little sad inside, but I am there in spirit. Congratulations to all of the nominees. No matter the results, you are all winners. Continue to work hard, get better each and every day. There's nothing but up from here. God bless.
That girl won a gold medal. Now, what we'd like to do is welcome the Bowerman winners who are in the hall with us tonight. I will call you up individually. 2010 winner, Queen Harrison from Virginia Tech. Did you guys see the Olympic triple jump? Because Christian Taylor won gold, and Will Clay won silver, and Queen won diamond. Congratulations on your engagement. 2011 winner, Jessica Beard, Texas A&M. From 2012 in LSU, Kimberlyn Duncan. We have both winners from 2014 on the women's side, Laura Raisler from Oregon, and Dion Lindor, Texas A&M. And last year's winner, the reigning Bowerman winners, Jenna Prandini from Oregon, and I tried like hell to tie my bow tie and didn't quite get it done in time, Marquise Dendy from Florida. By the way, that is a staggeringly good-looking group too, isn't it? Wow. Like, we're 1 year from having like a Bowerman calendar. We can put them all on there. That would be fantastic. That baby sell like hotcakes. We thank you. We look forward to hearing from all of you tonight. But first, we would like to get into tonight's finalists, beginning with Courtney Okolo from Texas.
The queen of the quarter mile sprinted back with a vengeance in 2016. After a calf injury derailed her junior season, 2014 Bowerman finalist Courtney Okolo made up for lost time and lost laps. Her indoor and outdoor seasons unblemished as she raced to a perfect 6-0 mark in 400-meter finals. At the NCAA indoor meet, she clocked 50.69 for the national title and the third fastest time in collegiate history, topping the rest of the country's best by nearly a full second. She dominated again later that same day, anchoring Texas to its second consecutive 4x400 meter relay victory. Then Okolo traded her burnt orange for red, white, and blue in March and helped Team USA to a 4x4 gold medal win at the IAAF World Indoor Championships. Then in late April at the LSU Alumni Gold Invitational, Okolo destroyed her own outdoor collegiate record with a time of 49.71 seconds, becoming the first female collegian to go sub-50 against college competition. Okolo completed her NCAA sweep outdoors at 400 meters with the 10th fastest clocking in collegiate history, but it was her relay effort that had jaws dropping. Down 2 seconds and 2 positions when she took the baton for the anchor leg, Okolo blew by the competition over the final 50 meters to complete an epic come-from-behind win and the indoor-outdoor 4x4 double for the Longhorns.
Okolo now coming on the inside. Okolo's gonna blast right in. Weave it around. Ellis Swansea going win. Are you kidding me?
At the Olympic Games, Okolo broke the stagger early on the leadoff leg of the 4x4, setting the tone for a gold medal win by Team USA. A Longhorn unmatched at 400 meters. She is Courtney Okolo, a Bowerman Award finalist.
And we got 5 more just like her. Not exactly like her, but just like her. When did you know you were fast?
Well, I kind of knew I was fast in elementary when I used to run in recess. I would race against the boys, and most of the time I would beat them, so it was, you know, I was like, oh, maybe I could do this little track thing, and ever since then, I've had an interest.
She's very good at the little track thing. Convince me, because I've seen it enough, convince me the 400 is fun.
You know, sometimes if you do something multiple times, after a while you get used to it and start to see the good in it. So eventually I'll get there and start to see the good in it.
You obviously do wonderfully in the open 400, and then you're also always on the relay team. Do you treat those two any differently?
Yeah, the relay is way more fun than the open 400, way more fun. So I go into it with a little bit more excitement, and I think it helps my performance.
It is hard, and so what do you say to yourself when you're in that point in the race where it's hard?
Just keep going. Just think about the finish. Think about how great it'll feel to finish and to perform well. So, I mean, yeah, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, it's going to be hard, so just got to get through it.
And usually you're the last person, you're the anchor, and you go to Rio, and they say, here, you get to go first. How different was that?
It was challenging, but I enjoyed it because I ran first leg maybe 1 or 2 times, so it was something new, and I kind of had just a new opportunity to do something that I've never done before. So I looked forward to it, and I knew what my job was to do to get the stick off in first, and that was just real simple for me. So to keep in my mind what I had to do, just get the stick in first. So.
Okay, I read this. At the hotel, you listen to gospel.
Where did you hear this from?
And on the bus and at the track, you listen to rap.
Yes.
You're going to have to explain how you marry those two together. Not that either one's bad, it just is certainly divergent.
So I guess when I'm getting ready, I like to be, you know, I'm real thankful for everything God has done for me. He's brought me here. And then when I'm on the bus, you know, I'm getting closer to my race. I need to get hype. I need to get pumped. So I listen to what gets me there.
And do you listen to your coach?
Yes, I listen to my coach.
Good. Because Ryan is over there with your coach. We're going to listen to her real quick. Ryan?
We'll see if that's true. I'm standing here with Courtney's coach, Tanja Buford-Bailey from Texas. She said the 4x4 is fun. I got to ask you, her final collegiate race at NCAA's, 2 seconds back. What was that like for you watching it?
It was nerve-wracking because 2 steps into it, she grabbed her hamstring. And, you know, I know what her stride normally looks like, and I was like, uh-oh, I think we're in trouble here. And then I was just thinking to myself, just stop. Don't make it any worse. And then by the time she got to 200 meters and she started making a move, I'm like, oh, okay. So, typical Courtney.
Always comes through.
She said of course she enjoys the 400. We all know you as a 400 hurdler, and you have a tendency to turn 400 runners to 400 hurdlers. I asked Courtney, okay. Okay, she doesn't. Okay, not true. I asked Courtney on the carpet if she would be a 400 hurdler. What do you think?
No.
I got to ask, we've watched her since high school, unbelievable final 100 meters in her 400s. Can you just kind of put that into perspective with some of the all-time greats in the 400? How does she compare over the final stages of a race?
Unbelievable. I mean, she can do some things that I really never seen before. Just to see it transform itself into races and what she can do when she get out there on the track is just amazing. So she's got a great future.
Unbelievable season. John, I'd love to see your final 100.
No shot. When we were in rehearsal, I was walking out, and the producer said, the show will run basically like it always does. And I thought, well, that's not great. We want to do something a little different. So I went up to my hotel room, and I had idle time, and that's not a great thing. And so I thought, what we're going to do, instead of just getting to in-depth questions, we're going to have a speed round where I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions that might mean nothing, they might be revealing. We will find out. So I'll read them quickly, and you just go through, okay?
Okay.
All right. Give me the one thing you really want for Christmas.
Cast iron skillet.
Cast iron skillet, good. The class you'd love to try again.
Yoga.
Yoga. You're afraid of what?
A lot of things. Bears.
Bears, sure. You should see my wife. What's your hidden talent?
Juggling. It's not. I just said that. I don't know.
Since you like the rap, who's right, Drake or Meek Mill?
Drake, I guess.
Drake, I guess. What workout do you despise that you wish you could make your coach run?
400 modeling.
Okay. What's your mom's name?
Comfort.
Does she cook?
Yes.
Comfort food. You have a world and Olympic gold medal. Do you really need a Bowerman?
It's for everyone to decide, not for me.
There you go. Courtney Okolo, everybody. Up next, our next finalist is Coutura Orgy. Dynamite.
Good jumpers land in the pit. The great ones land in the record book. Coutura Orgy is a great one, and then some. Of the 5 collegiate records set at the 2016 NCAA Outdoor Championships, hers also took down an American standard. Conditions were perfect on the final day of the meet in Eugene, and 4 of those records had already fallen by the time Orgy sped down the runway on her 5th attempt. As she bounded through her 3 phases, those watching knew. And then the tape measure confirmed, collegiate record, American record. Orgy stretching out to 47 feet 8 inches, which bettered her college standard and shattered the 12-year-old American record of 46.9. A hint the sophomore season would be special came when she jumped farther than 45.11 6 times during the indoor season on her way to winning the SEC and NCAA indoor meets. Outdoors proved more of the same, only more distance and more dominant. Of the 10 best jumps of the season, Orgy had them all, and then one more for 11. Her win-aided mark of 47.11 at the SEC Outdoor Championships in Tuscaloosa tied the all-conditions collegiate record. Orgy's magnificence continued with a resounding win at the U.S. Olympic Trials. And then she bounded past her American record one more time by 7 inches in a 4th-place finish at the Rio Olympics. Now she's just a hop, skip, and jump away from winning the Bowerman Award. Her name is Coutura Orgy, 2016 Bowerman finalist.
Tell us what it's like when you know you're going to win.
I'm not 100% sure. I have pretty good competitors here.
You're going to get better. But every time I see every college meet, you win. So, I mean, when you step on the runway, do you carry that kind of confidence? What does that do for you, knowing that I'm going to win?
It's not always guaranteed, so you can't just go in like that. But I definitely think I have to think about my other competitors. I can't just say, okay, let me just win today. I'm more competing against myself and the sandpit and how far I can go.
You went all the way to the American record. What do you remember from that jump?
Not much. It happens really fast, but I remember being very nervous because I was in Rio when it happened. So.
And when you land in the pit, do you feel like, I've never been in this dirt before? Or, I mean, do you know that something special's happened, or you really need to wait for the guy with the tape measure?
I never know, but as long as I look at Petros by his reaction, you know what he's doing. He's usually jumping up and down or something.
Yeah, I've seen him in action. He actually jumps more than anybody else on the team. Yeah, it's staggering. How far have you jumped?
48.3.
Okay, here's the big one. How far can you jump?
I'm not 100% sure. We'll see.
What would you like to jump then?
I would like to jump 15 meters.
For those of us not in the metro, it's what?
I think 49 mid. I'm not 100% sure.
We'll just 15. We'll call it good. I know you are a voracious reader of the Bible. I want to know your favorite passage.
My favorite passage?
Do you have them?
Nehemiah chapter 9. It's just a passage about people that kept going against God, and he forgave them, and they went against God again, and he forgave them. So I really like it just because it shows how forgiving he is and how much he loves us.
Fantastic. With all the winning you've done, there was 4th at World Indoors and 4th at Atlanta. How do we feel about 4th?
I'm very happy with it because they were both PRs at the time. But my coach was like, we can't do this again. We can't do this again. So.
Really? Ryan, ask the coach. It seems like maybe he's a little strong here. He could back off. We could be satisfied.
We're down here with Georgia head coach Petros Kyprianou, and do you have an answer for that?
Well, it's a tough one. I mean, she challenges me every day with tough questions. So, you know, pretty simple answer is we can do the best we can. You know, when you miss an Olympic and a world medal by less than an inch, it kind of hurts. But she's grateful. I mean, she's grateful for everything she's gotten and she's been blessed by. And, you know, the fact that she says that, it makes me a little less nervous and a little less worried about the next meet. But, you know, sky's the limit, so we'll see.
Triple jump is difficult on the body. What do you attribute to keeping her healthy, and what are you guys doing? Because it's a rough sport.
Yeah, we just don't jump that much. We keep it very technical, and you know, I got to know Coutura's you know, mechanical responses to my training and the intensity and the weight room, and kind of connected all the dots and realized that she doesn't need too much pounding. Just needs very solid technical work and speed work.
So it's less more, because could you attribute that same thing that keeps her healthy to how we catapulted her to the international scene?
Certainly. I mean, with being through, I mean, you know how it works, you know, being in the NCAA, indoor, outdoor, you know, pushing yourself, running all these events. You know, the fact that she has accomplished so much late in the season, that's what makes me happy, because you know, our training is geared towards the end of the year, but she manages to maintain her composure, take care of her body, and go do big things when it counts.
You said you've been coaching for 15 years in the triple jump. Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question John asked up on stage. How good can she be? How far can she jump?
Well, 15 years could mean 15 meters. That would be nice. You know, it is not easy. You know, having coached another 15-meter female in the past from Greece, it is not easy. But she does have the skill set. She has the mindset. She understands what she's doing. And, you know, the interesting thing about Coutura is that a lot of athletes really get caught up with the winning factor. She does not care about winning. She cares about getting better, and she loves her event. And that's what makes her so special. And when you have that in your mind, and you want to be a perfectionist in what you do, in your craft, you know, the rest is not important. You know, it's like doing our job for the love of the sport and not the money.
Well, it was definitely near perfect season in the NCAA scene there, so unbelievable. John, back up to you guys.
All right, now we got the fun questions. Your parents are both here, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, if you need $20, you're going to ask your mom or your dad?
My mom.
You're going to ask your mom. Do you like dogs?
No.
Have you petted Ugga?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you've done that. That's good. Netflix, yes or no?
No.
No. Hidden talent?
I can solve a Rubik's Cube.
Okay. Why do you hide that? I'd show that off if I could do that. Spell Petros Kyprianou.
Petros Kyprianou.
Close enough.
It wasn't right?
No. I could eat a dozen.
Chicken wings?
Chicken wings? Why are the locker room couches best for naps between classes?
When you're tired, anything's pretty good for a nap.
How much does the Bowerman weigh?
35 pounds.
35 pounds, perfect, that's great. Coutura Orgy. And our next finalist, Raven Saunders.
Give me one shot. Great motto, certainly. But it's also Raven Saunders' Twitter handle, and she means it. Whenever Saunders picked up the steel ball and steadied herself in the circle, opponents, coaches, and fans knew she was going to put on an aerial show. The Ole Miss sophomore competed in the shot put 18 times during the indoor and outdoor seasons, and nearly half of her 51 legal attempts flew farther than 18 meters, 59 feet. Two in particular rocked the event. The first came at the Iowa State Classic, when Saunders heaved the shot 19.23 meters, 63 feet 1 1/4 inches, breaking the collegiate indoor record. When the season concluded, she also owned the 5th and 7th best throws in history under cover.
When I was visualizing my throws, I visualized success and nothing else.
Working past a disappointing 12th place finish at the NCAA indoor meet, she came back strong and put together a dream outdoor campaign where she won her 2nd consecutive title at Hayward Field and historic throw number 2. On her 5th attempt, Saunders launched the ball 63 feet 5 inches, erasing Meg Ritchie's 33-year-old collegiate record, the longest-standing women's mark on the book. That throw also made her the first woman in college history to surpass 62.4 outdoors. At the Olympic trial, she once again flew by 63 feet to finish runner-up, and then bettered her all-dates collegiate record with a heave of 63 feet 6 inches. That got her a 5th place finish in Rio. Hotty toddy, gosh almighty. Who the heck is she? She's Bowerman finalist, Raven Saunders.
So we saw a couple of remarkable achievements in that video. Tell me which was your favorite meet of the year?
My favorite meet had to be NCAA outdoors. I feel like after what happened indoors to me, I feel like that was something to redeem myself personally. After having a great season, I feel like I had to top it off with the NCAA title.
What'd you do to regroup after a disappointing finish there in indoor?
Really just get back on the grind. You got to get back into it. My coach, he didn't even let me take a weekend off to sit and sulk about it. I was like, man, I want to be sad. But I ended up having, I think, an outdoor PR first meet back, so it worked out.
What makes you good?
My drive, I feel like, my competitiveness. In my mind, no matter who my competition is, I always, try and visualize and having a great performance.
We could have been talking to you here a year or two ago and you'd have been at SIU. Explain the move down to Oxford.
Oh man, it was definitely surprising. We just had a great year on the women's side, and I was expecting to stay at Southern. Then they were like, "Yeah, we're moving to Mississippi." I'm like, "Okay, I'm coming too."
It's like they packed up the kids. We're all going. We're just looking in the van and off we go.
I just hopped in the back,
Can you out-throw your coach?
Not yet. We always try and get her to come out to practice and throw. She's like, "I'm not throwing."
She's not throwing.
She's not throwing.
Ryan, we need to find out why the coaches aren't throwing.
Well, head coach here from Ole Miss, Courtney Okolo, and no rest after that indoor championship. What did you learn from Raven after bouncing back from that and then redeeming herself outdoors?
Yeah, you know what? Raven can do anything she wants to do. She just puts her mind to it, and she finds a way to make things happen. So you just got to keep her moving.
You're no stranger to big throws, and apparently they're all scared to throw against you. Raven went to the Olympics, and you're no stranger to the Olympics either. How did you keep her composure or give her some advice out there in Rio?
Just talked a lot about what to expect when she got there, and she watches a lot, and she's a student of the sport, so she knows a lot about what's going on. And my thing was to just keep her composed and go in there and to talk to her about doing what she did to get there, and she'd have a great day, and she did.
Amazing, actually. Personal best.
We've seen her with many different celebrations after throws. We've seen her with many different hairstyles, hair colors. Very big personality on Raven. What's it like to have someone like that on your program?
Yeah, you know, I never know what I'm going to get from day to day. I know, though, when she comes into my office or when I see her and she has a hat on, she did something different to her hair that she doesn't want me to see right away. So it's amazing, though.
John, do you have any requests for the hair up there?
No, whatever people want to do with the salad up top is all up to them.
The poll said hot pink.
You do have this hat on. Did you change it since rehearsal?
No, it's still, you know, kind of brown. Kind of brown.
Fantastic.
Might go hot
are you ready?
pink.
Are you ready for your speed round?
I'm ready.
All right. What'd you get your mom for Christmas?
Nothing. I'm just kidding. Love and happiness.
Okay. What's today? The 16th? 9 more days. Movie I should see.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide. The class you were just so happy to pass.
Criminal Justice.
Criminal Justice. Name a member of One Direction.
One Direction?
Person after my own heart. What day was Raven Saunders Day in Charleston?
August 18th.
August 18th is correct. November 8th, you voted, yes or no?
No.
Oh.
I moved.
It's all right. Okay, that happened. Favorite SpongeBob character other than SpongeBob?
Patrick.
Patrick, which one's he?
He's the fat starfish.
Got it.
Reminds me of a thrower. I can't get over him.
Hidden talent?
Getting on Coach Connie's nerves. Then again, that's not hidden.
It's not hidden.
It's
okay,
not
good.
hidden.
You shouldn't hide it.
Nah.
If you can get it, you can do it.
I'm proud of it.
Who is the tallest Bowerman winner? And if you want, you just look over there and see if you can guess.
Hopefully it'll be me, but I'm just kidding.
You are not going to be the tallest Bowerman, right?
I mean, you give me some stilts and I can be. I'm not sure. Who is?
Derek Druin, high jumper from Indiana. It's just my way to get high jumping in the show. It's cheap. So. Raven Saunders, congratulations on a wonderful year. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to Ryan, who has, good Lord, are you in over your head? Ryan with our past winners. And then we're going to...
literally over my head here. So we have
down
5 lovely ladies, past winners from 2010 all the way to 2015. And I got to ask Jess, I'll start with you. What's it like to go through the finalists up on that stage and now just wait, the anticipation?
It's nerve-wracking. I feel like all day either people have been asking me or I've been asking people like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? And then the answers have been the same. So I'm just really all over the place. I'm kind of waiting with anticipation. You know, heart's going to be beating fast, foot's going to be tapping. So I'm ready for them to open the envelope.
Kimberly, what do you remember about them stepping up on stage and opening that envelope?
You're just sitting there just pretty much waiting to see who's going to win, and then you're excited if you win, and you're excited whoever else wins. So you're just really just sitting there just excited pretty much.
Most excited when they say your name, though. Laura, back here for this award, what do you remember about your time in that seat in the front row?
It's way more nerve-wracking than being here now. I mean, no pressure on us. And I just had to try to remember, to keep a smile on no matter what happened.
And Jen, I think you got the tough job today. You actually have to help lift the thing.
I know, it's heavy.
Have you been getting ready for that?
Yeah, I've been in the weight room just doing some curls, so I think I'm ready to pick it up.
Bowerman curls, right.
Yep.
And Queen, you've done so many different things at this award. You've been the athlete in the front row. You've been the athlete on stage, being announced as winner, helped host. What's it like right now for you, waiting for the next one?
Apparently y'all can't get rid of me, but it's all right. But no, it's like all the ladies said, it's very nerve-wracking, but mostly exciting. At the end of the day, they're all winners. They're all amazing athletes. So no matter who's in that envelope, you did good.
Well, they're definitely going to be following in beautiful and talented footsteps. So, John, I think it's time.
This is out of my jurisdiction. Elfrida?
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my pleasure to stand before you, and I'd like to take a few moments, one, to thank our student athletes for all that they do in representing their institutions, representing their families, and just being good people. It has been my enjoyment the last 24 hours to spend some quality time with some quality people. This award was a dream of my friend Sam Seams 8 years ago, and I got the phone call, would you be willing to serve along with Herman Frazier as the co-chair for a dream and a program that I have called the Bowerman Award. It took him all of 2 seconds to tell me what he wanted to do, and I just said, Sam, you know my answer is yes. Being a former track and field coach at the University of Pittsburgh, I've never lost my love for the sport of track and field. And it's not because we won any national championships while I was a coach, but it's because of the young people whose lives I impacted, and hopefully they impacted mine. I will never forget what track and field provided for me, for my student athletes, for the parents, and for the community that I worked in Pittsburgh. So at this time, without further delay, I'd like to introduce and announce the 2016 Bowerman Award for the women, and it is Ms. Courtney Okolo from Texas.
This is a huge honor. I first want to thank God. It's been an incredible season, and even if when I've had doubts in myself, I've always trusted in God, and He's brought me here. So I'm just really thankful for the season that I've had. I'd like to thank my parents who are here, my mom, my dad, of course my coach, Coach Bailey, who's here, and all the other Texas coaches that are here. I'd like to thank everyone back at University of Texas, all my training partners, all my friends, everybody back home. My family, my brother, my sisters, my best friend, Bernice, my sister Stephanie. I thank them for listening to me all the times that I wanted to talk about track, even though it was probably not the most interesting subject. I'm really grateful for them, and just all the people here at the Bowerman and people who put on this award. It's a great platform for us track athletes, so I'm really honored and blessed with this award. Thank you.
It is a shame that your parents are sitting behind you, because your dad, that was like a form tackle right there. And you're texting the family already, aren't you? You're getting the word out. You should be proud. Congratulations. The best part of I always find the best part of the first one is that we get to do a second one, which we're going to do now for our men's finalists, starting with Donovan Brazier.
2 laps, too fast, and into the record book. It took 50 years, but finally an athlete came along and ran down the legendary Jim Ryan and his collegiate mark in the half mile. And it was a freshman, no less. In the golden anniversary year of Ryan's record, Texas A&M's Donovan Brazier shattered the mark by nearly a second. Gig 'em yes, catch him no. Running in the fastest 800-meter final in the history of the NCAA championships, the Aggie went stride for stride with Mississippi State's Brandon McBride until the final curve. Then he pulled away over the final 100 meters, finishing in 1:43.55 to set both the collegiate and American junior record.
Donovan Brazier pulling away! The phenom freshman! Are you kidding me?
Talk of Brazier challenging Ryan's 800 record began back in January. In his collegiate debut at the distance, Brazier ran away from the field and onto the all-time list with the 5th fastest indoor time in college history and the fastest ever for an underclassman. That mark also broke the American junior record. Brazier took the SEC indoor title, but stepped off the track with a back injury at the NCAA meet, denying him a sweep of the 2016 half-mile crowns. His half in the final in Eugene, though, that made up for it. While he donned A&M's maroon and white for only one season, opting for a professional career on the track, his legacy and record performance will last for seasons to come, perhaps even 50. He is 2016 Bowerman finalist, Donovan Brazier.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You nervous?
Very nervous.
He's like, don't embarrass me. I would not be embarrassed by anything you've done. It's fantastic. You go out and you do your first meet, and it's this incredible time. How did that affect your outlook for what your first season was going to be?
Coach Francisi's sitting there. He's always telling me what he thinks I can do, and he's throwing these big numbers in my head, and I just really never believed it until that first meet. But once that kind of came into play, I kind of realized where my my potential was for that season.
And then you go to the NCAAs.
Yep.
And I mean this, most of the people that are coaches in the audience obviously are very familiar with Jim Ryan. How much do you know about Jim Ryan?
At the time, nothing. I never heard of him. Yeah.
Never heard of him? No, that's,
I
listen,
named that.
that's not, again, I don't want to embarrass. I'm not surprised by that in the least. When you saw the time in that one, what'd you do?
The 143?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It was just, my heart just stopped. I couldn't believe I ran that fast, but it was, a lot of hard work that went into it, so I wasn't necessarily surprised.
How much do you recall the race?
The race?
Yeah.
I remember the last 300 meters, and at 300 meters left, I knew I was going to win the race. And the last 150, I was just thinking about a nationals ring. I was just like, my coach Francis likes to talk all this materialistic stuff about if I win or not. And I remember him saying something about a nationals ring. So I was just like, if I win this race, I can get a nationals ring. I wasn't thinking about a Nike endorsement and all that stuff. So that was cool. That came along too.
And where were you at 300 meters? You were in the lead, were you?
No, I was second behind Brandon McBride.
Oh yeah. Usually, by the way, Canadians have wonderful success in this event.
In the 800?
Yeah.
Never
No, just in the Bowerman.
Oh.
Yeah, we got Canadians all over the place. We're littered with them. How's the pro life treating you?
It's very good, very, very
Yeah?
good. Yeah, I'm still training back at Texas A&M under Pat Henry and Aline Francis, so it's great.
I went to your Twitter account, and no, I thought I was on Muhammad Ali's Twitter account. Right? What's up with you and the champ?
Oh, I love Muhammad Ali. He's just like the greatest human being that ever lived in my eyes. What he did, outside of boxing and all that, it was just great. And I can't believe you found that. That's funny that you.
Well, it's social media. The idea is for people to look at.
No. I didn't think that'd come up.
But again, we talk about, so Jim Ryan is someone that really, in terms of age, was a bit of a contemporary of Ali, and you don't know much about him. What was it that compelled you to find out more about Ali that drew you to him?
Just because growing up, my dad liked boxing and all that, and I remember him giving me some books about Muhammad Ali, and I read into him, and I just dug into him even more, and the more I started researching him, finding about his greatness and the way he overcame stuff and just giving a voice to the black community back then, it was just a great, kind of a great role model to look after.
How cold is it back home in GR, by the way?
Oh, it's like 6 degrees. That's why it wasn't that hard to get my family to come down here.
Are they staying for a while, or are they going right back?
Until Tuesday, they're going to Disney.
Oh, man. Now I feel bad, because so he likes Disney, and I said, I got a pass. I didn't realize I need him for the whole family. I feel bad. Where are your folks? I apologize. I didn't have enough for everybody.
Yeah.
But listen, I saved the price of the kid, so that helps, right?
Yeah, no, they'll be fine.
We can do that. What's Coach Pat Henry like?
It's great. Just a great, he's really good in getting the athlete's head, making them just prepared for the meets, not just physically, but mentally. And he turns us not just into great athletes, just great individuals. That's what Texas A&M is all about. We have this values at Texas A&M, and he really pushes them onto the athletes and stuff like that. So it just goes beyond track and field with him.
I don't want to turn this into a stay in school campaign, but you could have been at NCAA indoors in College Station this year. You know that, right?
Yeah, I realize that.
Okay. All right. So I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you'd have stayed for your junior year, you could have been back
at
College Station again, just because they're going to do it twice. Ryan, you've got coaches.
We're here with Donovan's 800-meter coach, Jarrion Lawson, and Donovan said you throw out some big numbers to him. Sometimes he doesn't always believe. Has he ever produced some big numbers that you didn't believe this year?
Well, I knew Donovan was going to run fast because in November, he ran 1:14 for 600. And I was like, God dang. And we had about 4 stopwatches on him, so he wasn't fake, so he was real. And I thought he was going to run 144 inside, but we had a little setback. He had a little back problem, so this kind of held him back. But to be honest with you, I thought he was going to run 142. Yeah.
So he didn't quite meet the expectation of coach?
No, he didn't quite meet the expectation.
Regardless of that, he's basically a freshman phenom. How has it been coaching someone like that caliber and watch him grow as an athlete?
Well, Donovan, he has great range because he could run 44, 143. I think he could run 3 something in the mile if he wants to run the mile. So he got great range. He's just to me, he's just a special kid, special athlete, and I'm grateful that he came to Texas A&M.
Before that historic 800-meter run in the outdoor championships, can you recall what you guys talked about and what you remember about that race?
To be honest with you, I just wanted the 10 points. I just told him that we need the 10 points because it was between us, Oregon, and Florida, LSU, and I just said, man, we need to get 10 points.
Now, I can see the relationship you guys have, and I know yourself, you were a two-time world indoor champ, 4th at the Olympics. I got to assume that you remind him that he's not quite at coach's level yet.
No, he don't talk crap, though. But the 400 guys do. Like Dion and back in the day, they used to talk crap to me. So, but Donovan, he's young still, so you just got to chill.
Definitely, yeah. John, back up to you guys.
And you're worried about me embarrassing you?
You're right.
You need a governor on that cat. No. All right, so here we go. Lightning round.
Yep.
What's the first ride you're going to go on at Disney?
I don't know any rides at Disney.
You don't want to go to rides?
I've never been to Disney World in my life.
Okay, you got to start somewhere. Get a picture with Mickey Mouse, maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, good. Right now, you have more or less than $50 in your pocket?
Less.
Good. Upper Michigan is part of Michigan, Wisconsin, or Canada?
Michigan.
What's your second best sport?
Basketball.
Favorite Taylor Swift song?
Blank Space.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you. Hidden talent?
I can say the alphabet backwards.
Oh, wait.
I'm just playing. I can't do that.
You were this close to
Yeah,
being
I
in
know.
trouble.
That's why I did.
You need how many hours to graduate?
90.
That's all. We're closing in on it. Favorite sports center anchor? There's only one answer. What?
Obviously you.
Yeah, that's perfect. That is the correct answer. This is my favorite. Who'd you vote for online for the Bowerman?
Courtney Okolo.
And the men?
Edward Cheserek.
Edward Cheserek. Yeah. Perfect. This is Donovan Brazier. A round of applause for him. And by way of Donovan's vote, we get to Edward Cheserek. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
The king returns, the king is here, and the only man who can seem to top him, King Ches himself. In 2014, Cheserek won 3 NCAA track crowns to become just the second freshman voted in as a Bowerman finalist.
Cheserek, this is now title number 7 for the sophomore from Oregon. He wins the men's mile.
He returned to the stage in 2015 with 4 more track titles and joined former winner Ashton Eaton and Lowie Lalang as the only back-to-back male finalists ever. Well, in 2016, King Ches continued his championship reign, this time adding 5 national track titles to his collection for a total of 12, and he is the first ever 3-time finalist in the history of the Bowerman Award. This year, Cheserek swept the distance slate clean, winning the 3,000, 5,000, and DMR indoors, then again doubling up outdoors with the 5 and 10K titles. That matched the feat of inaugural Bowerman winner and fellow man of Oregon, Galen Rupp in 2009. Most impressive, anchoring the Ducks DMR team to a comeback victory less than 30 minutes after winning the 5,000. Ches running down and passing a field of fresh and historically fast milers on the final leg of the race. The following day, Cheserek completed his incredible triple by reclaiming the 3,000-meter title against worthy but overmatched opponents. 3 times a finalist, is this the year King Ches, Edward Cheserek, finally rules over the Bowermans?
Listen, I don't care what Sam or Herman say. I'm really glad to see you again. You guys, what would it mean to finally win this, having been here 3 times?
I think it's mean a lot, man. You know, I've been here this is my 3rd year, and you know, if I end up winning it, it's gonna be great for myself, my team, and my coaches, and all my friends and family.
We're gonna get to all the good track stuff in a minute, but since it happened so recently, I'd like to touch on it. Cross country, you had a chance for 4, and you didn't make it. What happened on that day in Terre Haute?
Good question. It was really tough, man. Like I end up going to the race, and I was telling my coach, you know what? I feel kind of like tightness. I'm struggling a little bit, and it was really freezing. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try my best. Coach was like, you know what? Don't be nervous or whatever. Just go up there, have fun, and enjoy kids. Try to score. Try to score any point you can for the team, so that I'm always like try to compete for my team. And I end up, I was like, whatever taxi, I was there just hanging out with my boys and get a loose score for the team.
So that was your last chance at that. You've got a whole season coming up. What's your motivation for a guy that's got 15 NCAA titles?
I think my motivation is just like keep doing what you love to do, and get excited and trust yourself and trust your coaches and keep doing it.
And you ran how much today after lunch and before here?
I was actually shooting for 10, but I shoot for 8.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
8.
Because I was running late out of time. I tried to get back to get ready.
Good. Yeah. Just 8. Who else ran 8 today? Go ahead, raise them up. Not me. There's 1. Yeah, it's not a great show of hands. You're on your own there, buddy. I read that you have started the path to citizenship here in the United States. Why?
I love the country, so I've been here for long. Came high school here, and now I'm finishing my college here. And I love to represent the country. This environment is really amazing. And I'm running out of words to explain it, but I hope so I'll get it and represent the country.
Well, we wish you luck as you go through that process. Now the nice questions are over because you and I are sideways because you lied to me at the NCAA indoor meet. Okay, so he wins the race, the 5, and you come off, and I said, so you're going to run the DMR? I don't know. I got to talk to my coaches. I'm not sure. He's out there 20 minutes later, and he blows up the whole building by crushing it in the mile. Why couldn't you just say, yeah, shut up, Anderson. I got to go cool down so I can get ready again?
I wasn't sure I was going to run.
You were totally sure. This is where we got in problems in Birmingham. You were sure.
Man, my coach was like, you know what? 5K is going to be long, and it's very strong field, so just run wherever you feel like and try to win, get those test points for the team. And if you get tired, we will see what we have a lot of milers in the team, and if you get tired, we can choose someone else to run. And then after that, I was like, coach, you know what? I think I took the 5K easy today.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go down, can I change my shoes? Yeah, it was easy kind of race, and let me go back and put my shoes back and just choke around a little bit. And I spent like 5 minutes putting the shoes back and just run around the building because the TMR was very close. So I tried put the shoes on and trying to go around 2 loops around the building, and they called the time.
It sounds like you're kind of going around the truth. You knew we were going to run, and that's okay. You can tell me. You can be honest.
Yeah.
And if I'm not going to get the answer from you, I'm going to get it over here from the coach because I think he knew too. Ryan?
We're here with Andy Powell, associate head coach at Oregon, and
I mean, honestly, it was something we talked about with the other coaches in September, and
September.
No. But to Ed's defense, we wanted to leave the door open because we had a couple other good milers in the mile. They all made the final, and but I'm gonna probably not help you out here, Ed. Ed, as soon as he finished, he said, "I'm running the DMR," and I was like, "Well, let's check it out and let's run down the hall and just see how I'm running the DMR." So he wanted to run the DMR. I think when an athlete has that confidence and they want to do it and they're ready, we knew it was going to be close, but he felt good and he wanted to do it and did a great job.
You're in trouble up there, Ed.
Long story short, he knew. Edward has experienced so much success, so many different levels at so many different events. Where do you go from here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled that he came back to college in his 4th year. I think a lot of athletes have the opportunity to go pro, and I think Ed's going to have a great professional career. I think at Oregon we want to make sure that they continue to grow and continue to get better, and I think this is going to be a great year for him. What we saw in the fall in his training, he's well ahead of where he was the previous 3 years. So I mean, he's going to continue to get better. I do know he wants to run some fast times, and I think that might happen in the spring, but for sure in the summertime. But he's going to continue to get better, and I think he's going to have a long career.
It's hard to get to the top, and it's even harder to stay there, and especially he's doing it over multiple different events. What's been the key for you and for Ed to have this continued success?
Yeah, I mean, I think he has a great support system, and there's great coaches at Oregon and great trainers and massage therapists, and there's so many great people that I think have his back and have helped him through. through his 3 years. But more than anything, it's Ed. I mean, he wants to be great. He's got a great drive, great work ethic, and to be on track to graduate at the end of this year. All the national titles. I mean, just so much great success. He's got a good plan in place, and that really comes from him.
A lot of trophies he has, and John, you might want to ask him where he keeps those things.
Have you been peeking at my notes? What's that say? Where does the guy put 15 NCAA trophies? That's the question. Where do you put 15 NCAA trophies?
It's all over the place in my place. I gotta pick a place now. So last year I used.
Man had to get a bigger apartment. It's fantastic.
So last year I used to have a small apartment, but now after that I get like a new big place that I put it.
Right.
So now I have more space to put it.
Do you have room for more this spring, or are we gonna have to move again?
I think I have extra small room for put it for next year too.
Good. If Coach said to you steeplechase, what would you say?
I think I can jump steeplechase. I asked him one day, like, hey, Coach, will you ever let me to run steeplechase before I graduated? He says, well, like, you know what? We'll talk about it when you graduate.
How far would you and I need to run before you drop me?
Maybe 300.
You all laugh, and I'm like, great, you spotted me an extra hundy. I'm good with that. What's the farthest you've ever run?
I've run 60 miles, but I was taking multiple breaks. But
okay, that doesn't count then.
I did one day 13-mile long run, 23-mile long run. Sorry.
23, sure. Yeah. A little cool down after that, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
What's your hidden talent?
Not sure about that.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, well, good. I'm glad you don't hide it. How long does it take to get from Eugene, Oregon to Orlando, Florida?
It took me about 36 hours to get here.
36 hours. If it was as cold and icy as it is in Oregon right now, and you took your visit, would you have gone to Florida?
Of course.
Yeah. Last time you really didn't want to race?
Last time I didn't want to race? I think in high school. So my high school coaches asked me to do, I ran the DMR, the 5K, the 2 miles, and we have like 4x4 relays, and our guy, he got injured. And I was like, what are we doing? We need to win this thing. And my other coach asked me, like, do you want to run? I was like, no. And then I waited for a second, and my head coach come to me, was like, Ed, I think you can keep us sub 50 in 400 meters. I was like, sure, why not? Let me try. I ended up splitting 48. And by that time, I was out of shape. You know, I wasn't even running.
I was out of shape. All right, last one. Name the Bowerman winner with 2 Olympic gold medals. He's a man of Oregon.
Kellen Rope. Kellen Rope?
No.
Oh, Ashton?
Ashton Eaton.
Ashton,
correct.
Yeah.
Edward Cheserek, everybody. And the last man to the stage tonight from Arkansas is Jarrion Lawson.
Jarrion and Jesse. That's the entire list. Only 2 men in history swept to victory in the 100, 200, and long jump at the NCAA Outdoor Championships. The illustrious Jesse Owens and Arkansas senior Jarrion Lawson. In a test of determination and stamina, Lawson competed 7 times at Hayward Field, 4 of those point-awarding finals. Lawson's first one came when he soared 26 feet 9 inches in the long jump, completing an indoor-outdoor national title sweep in the event. 2 days later in the 100, he edged out Christian Coleman at the line by 1/100th of a second. And Lawson capped his historic triple 45 minutes after that with a decisive win in the 200, stretching his arms out wide in celebration as he crossed the finish line. Add in his leg with Arkansas's third-place 4x1 crew, and Lawson amassed 31.5 points in Eugene, crushing the previous modern-day NCAA championship scoring record of 28 3/4 points set by another Razorback great, Mike Conley, in 1985. Lawson then kept it rolling and jumping into the summer with a runner-up finish at the U.S. Olympic trial, jumping 28 1 3/4 for the best all dates marked by a collegian since 1994.
And Lawson goes 28-1 and 3/4. He closed out his collegiate career at Arkansas by winning the 100, the 200, and the long jump here at the NCAA championships.
Then at the Rio Games, Lawson finished fourth, 4 centimeters from a medal. A season that joined him forever with Jesse Owens. He is Arkansas's Jarrion Lawson, 2016 Bowerman finalist.
I want to get to that, but it almost seems like that may have overshadowed what was a huge season before that. How would you characterize your season as a whole last year?
I think I had a great season. Of course, to me, I exceeded expectations last year. I know my junior year, I attempted to do the 100-meter dash for the first time, and then adding the 200-meter dash this year was something different, but definitely I have to say I exceeded my expectations.
Okay, and now take me through NCAA outdoor. Because we in the long jump, we thought, well, we're going to do that, right? I mean, that's as certain as something might be. Take me then the next day and the next days as you went through the meet.
Well, just to harp on the long jump, you know, you can never really be sure with, you know, jumping. So many things that can happen, scratch, so many things, and then with all those events. So I started with the 4x1 prelim. Me and my coach talked about it, just use that as a warm-up for the next 3 events. I think this year I went to the 100 first, or I ran the 100 first. The goal was just to qualify for the finals. I got first in my heat, went over the long jump. Started having a little trouble. I was a little bit more tired than I thought I would be. But I did long jump, I did 3 jumps, went over to the 200. Job was to qualify for finals there, got second in my heat, and then came back to long jump. And me and my coach really wasn't sure how I would feel after a 200 as far as long jumping goes, but sat down for a little bit, I felt fine. I finished my last 3 jumps. I think I was over 26.5. Then got the rest for a day. And come back the next day, of course, only got 3 events left, 4x1, 100, 200.
That's all.
Of course, we expected to go first in the 4x1. We just had problems with injuries on last leg, but got third there, did a great job. Went to the 100. I remember my coach told me, the wind is blowing very hard. When you get out your push phase, don't tighten up. Of course, the first thing I did was tighten up. And I was like, oh, dang, I just did what he told me not to do. So I ended up relaxing, of course, having a strong finish there. And I think from there, I was, again, a little bit more tired than I expected. Of course, gasping for breath in the 200-meter blocks. The gun went off. Coach told me, you know, make sure you run the first curve. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And so, of course, I had to hold back a little bit on the curve, make sure I had enough to finish, and I think I finished strong.
And when it finally got done, and obviously there's the elation, but at what point did you just go, I'm gonna take some time and sleep, or at least relax?
I think it was right after I crossed the finish line.
Right.
Yeah, you know, definitely.
I mean, how tired were you?
I was very tired. Actually, I was supposed to do the interview, of course, when you win an event, you go over and get on the camera, and I bent down on one knee, and she kept getting mad at me. She was like, stand up, and I was like, I can't stand up. So she was like, well, I'll sit down with you. So, of course, I was very tired.
So you had to talk my girl Jill into actually could you just help a brother out?
Yeah, just sit down on the ground with me.
Obviously, we talked about Jim Ryan, and well known to some, Jesse Owens, everybody knows Jesse Owens. When did you realize you were chasing that piece of history?
Honestly, I had never thought about it during the track meet. Of course, at the time, you're so in the moment. You know, you're just going from one event to the other, trying to have a good cap off. And so, of course, when I finished the 200, I took my victory lap, and then I went out to go into the tent where all the media was. And I remember thinking, did somebody say something about Jesse Owens? And I asked the media lady, and of course, she said it to me, and I was like, oh my goodness. I had just watched the movie like a month ago.
Right, race, yeah. And what's that mean to you to be in that company?
It's just a surreal experience, knowing what he did, watching the movie to see what he did in the time that he did it, and of course, carrying it all the way over to the Olympic side. I love to be in great company. Of course, it's hard to be in great company at the University of Arkansas, so much history. And so just to be the second man to score that many points and do a triple outdoors, it's just a great feeling.
So we do the 100, we've done the 200, we've done the long jump, you've done some 4x1, you've even run some 4x4, right?
Right.
Have you ever told the coach, no?
I'm a couple 4x4s.
Couple?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to give you the chance right now to say, Coach, no. And not just because you're out of eligibility, but it would be a chance.
All right.
Okay, I just want to make sure somebody's advocating for you, and if it has to be me, I will. Okay. Coach, what do you have invisible with Ryan there?
We're standing here with Travis Gefford, Jaren's coach at Arkansas, and he says that you guys hadn't really talked about that historic triple, but I got to ask you, when did you first think that that was a possibility, and did you guys talk about it amongst the staff?
Well, we never really talked about it as a staff, but I think for all of us, after the 100 was a very close finish, and after he won the 100, like, all right, it might be game on. So, yeah, after the 100, I think.
Game on pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Watching that reel was exciting. What was most exciting for you in the stadium during that NCAA championship?
All right, when he crossed the finish line in that 200 and a historic triple, and it was obviously an unbelievable effort, and there's a reason it hadn't been done in 80 years. A special moment for a special young man and a great family, and for our university, and we just couldn't be more proud of that young man right there.
Now, the 200 wasn't a walk in the park. If you watched that race, John, it was close. And you mentioned the hands thrown up. There's about 10 meters to go. He's a step ahead, throws up his hands. And I got to ask, did you approve that, or did you have to talk to him about early celebrations? What happened after that?
That was full improv on his part. But you should have seen our celebration in the stands, man. That was fun. It was fun.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Every year it seems like you guys are adding on a new event to his event list. I mean, at this rate, he'll be doing the decathlon. Any new events this year that we should be looking out for?
Oh, we've already scored the paper decathlon. Yeah, we've done that.
Nice.
Well, it seems like there's more to come up there, John. So.
Yeah, Jesse also won the 220 low hurdles. So if you're looking to add something else.
I used to run hurdles.
So you're good.
No,
we just got to get the event back. All right, here we go. Our last speed round. You ready? You have more NCAA wins or campus parking tickets?
Yep, more NCAA wins.
You got more wins? That's good. Most famous person in your phone?
Ooh, I don't know. Me. First answer I can think of.
I'm gonna get your number. You might be the most famous person in my phone.
Okay.
Say USTF CCCA 3 times fast.
USTF CCCA, USTF CCCA, USTF CCCA.
No reason to change it, Sam. It's good. Largest check you've ever written?
I don't write checks.
Good. Good. Keep that up. Make sure you're steady with that. WPS, call the Hogs.
Woo! Pig, suey.
Great. We saw the video. You are or you are not a natural blonde?
I'm definitely not. I don't think my mom would approve of that.
Your hand hit the sand on that final jump in Rio. It did?
Yes, it did.
Okay, you're convinced?
I think. Okay. You were asking me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
Don't think so.
But
okay. You cried when you heard Queen Harrison got engaged. You don't have to answer. That's sort of a blanket question for all the guys in the room, period. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Jarrion Lawson. And now we go back to Queen and Ryan again.
Man, it takes a lot to get Queen to blush, John. You got it there.
Hot over here.
We're with two of our former winners here, Deion Lindor, Marquise Dendy. Guys, what's it like to be back here and remembering what those final moments were for you before they announced?
It's good for me because, I was really nervous last year. Now I'm just looking at everybody and looking at how nervous everyone else is. So it's really enjoyable for me.
How about you, Deion?
It's a nice, calm atmosphere. I like everything that's happening right now. I'm a little scared, because, I got an Aggie in there. Some maybe just as scared as him. So for me, it's like a repeat.
Anything you want to say to the 3 finalists before we announce the winner?
It doesn't matter who gets a trophy. At the end of the day, we're all great athletes. We made it here, so you know that we're already one step further towards greatness.
All right, I think it's time. We're going to send it up to Herman Frazier, the chair of the Bowerman Advisory Committee, to find out who tonight's winner is.
Good evening. When I was a runner, I didn't need these little things, but since I've become a sports administrator looking at coaches' contracts, you have to make sure you can look at the fine print all the time. Let me also say thank you to Ryan. We really appreciate you and Queen Harrison. How about a round of applause for them? John Anderson, it's really, really a pleasure for us to have you back with us again. Thank you. Let me also, and I know your meetings are about to end, and you guys have been here for the last week or so, working on all the good things about track and field here for the collegiate aspect of it. But you have a president who I know has presided over these meetings for the last couple of days, Damon Martin. How about a round of applause for him? The other thing is, Alfreda and I get to come here and be in front of you and be a part of these wonderful student athletes year in and year out. But there's a lot of other people behind the scenes on the advisory board who work diligently to make sure that we get this right. And as you look at the student athletes before you, and you look at the other ones who've competed in the Olympic Games, the World Championships, and all the other competitions, since we started this some 8 years ago, I think you can now also appreciate the time that we spend on this event. And so tonight, I want to go off script, and I want to recognize the other advisory committee members. We split them up into a men's watch list and a women's watch list. And on the men's watch list are Chairman David Johnson from the Penn Relays, Curtis Anderson from Tracktown USA, Bob Burns from Sacramento, Gary Hill from Track and Field News. On the women's watch list, the chair is Walter Murphy, who's a behind-the-scenes guy involved in television and also the print as it relates to track and field. Becca Gillespie-Peter, who's with Pole Vault Power, Sheldon Nichols from The Advocate, Howard Willman, and also David Woods from the Indianapolis Star. Those are the other people behind the scenes. We've already started working on the 2017 Bowerman, so how about a round of applause for them as well. And then lastly, Sam Seams, great job, great vision, great idea to get this started. You and Tom Lewis and the staff, wonderful job every year. Thank you for what you do for track and field. And now, the 2016 Bowerman winner for the men, Jarrion Lawson, University of Arkansas.
Well, I thought I was a little strong until I held that trophy. But first, giving thanks to God, of course, for making all this possible. It wouldn't be possible without him. I want to thank my family, point of emphasis on my parents. Wherever I go, they make sure they're there with me. I want to thank my coaches just for, teaching and giving me the components I need to be successful on the track and off the track. I want to thank, of course, I can't forget all my voters and supporters. Just thank you all. Even if you're watching, thank you. And of course, last but not least, I'd like to thank the University of Arkansas just for giving me an opportunity to showcase my talent in the SEC and on the NCAA level. And just to recap, my freshman year was actually the first time I heard anything about the Bowerman Award. I actually made it to the Eugene, Oregon NCAA Outdoor Championships first year. And I remember seeing a tent, that was showcasing the past winners. And it was a trophy in a trophy case. And at the time, I thought in my mind, well, that's not obtainable right now. I need to get my talent up. And so it's so surreal to just be standing right here, to be a nominee of the Bowerman and an award winner. It's just so surreal to me. And I'm just excited to be a part of so much talent. And I'm excited to see what next season will bring. Thank you. Do I keep standing up here?
Keep that. All right, before we go, I want to get the whole club up here for a final recognition. So we want our finalists to come back up and our past winners, if we could, real quick, as we pass along our congratulations to Courtney and to Jarrion. And then after we recognize them, the winners and their families and the finalists, we need you to stay here in the ballroom so we can get pictures, not just the ones you got off your phone as you went up here. The rest of you, we thank you all, obviously, for coming and for caring. And I will always leave you, just like my coach Bob Teal would say, be loose as a goose and twice as shifty. And as they are all up here, I will challenge any of you coaches. I'll take these, and then you go get urines, and we'll have a meet, and we'll see who wins. Thank you, everybody. One final round of applause for everybody. We'll see everybody in Phoenix in 2017. Enjoy dinner. Get out of the way, you guys.